So now things have taken an even darker turn. Allegedly leaked messages are circulating online that claim to reveal how Diddy's PR team plans to discredit and silence Cassie following her testimony, and honestly, if these rumors are even remotely true, this situation has crossed into deeply disturbing territory even by Diddy's standards.
Yeah, so Cassie basically expresses that she is scared for her life, for her safety and her family's safety. The main takeaway that I got from it is that she thinks that if Diddy is promptly released, one of his first acts is going to be to send people after Cassie and the other victims that spoke about, their allegations against him. She says that for this reason, she's moved her family out of New York entirely. She also paints a picture of a very different man than in the support letters we saw from the defense. She says that he's unrepentant, he hasn't changed, and she doesn't believe anything the defense says about him changing. She also gave some reflections about the trial as a whole and how the jury failed to see her truth in acquitting him on trafficking charges and racketeering charges. We can get more into that, I'm sure.
This is exactly what many people warned would happen to those who spoke out against Diddy. Jaguar Wright didn't mince words when asked about how he allegedly views Cassie Ventura today. When someone suggested that Cassie, now living a quiet life with her family, might finally be left in peace, Jaguar made it clear that she wouldn't be so sure. Her response strongly implied that, in her view, Cassie is far from being out of the woods.
So Sonia's wondering your thoughts on how Diddy might feel about Cassie now having a beautiful family. Do you think she will finally be left in peace?
Well, I think it would be wise for people to go back and watch his acceptance speech on BET for his Lifetime Achievement Award. When Young Miami was there as his paramour, holding a banner that says, "Go Daddy."
He thanks her.
And he didn't thank her. He thanked Cassie
For holding it down.
for holding him down through the dark times after she had moved on and married and started a family.
Yeah, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love.
Is everyone forgetting how people were saying how Diddy was still approaching Cassie as if they were still in a relationship after she had left him while she was with Mr. Fine, her husband? You heard about that, right? Like he was still pretending, he was still including her in posts while she was a married woman. And people kept, even 50 Cent said something to say about it. Man, when's the time to let go? He said, I don't know when I feel like letting go. He bragged about still going after Cassie while she was newly married and had just had a baby. They're like, but they married, they have a baby. He's like, well, it's my girl. That's how he was still referring to her. And if we pay attention to what the documents in the lawsuit said, after she left him, he came and he assaulted her one more time. So I want you to think about all of that.
It's becoming increasingly clear to a lot of observers that Diddy's fixation on Cassie runs deeper than a normal breakup ever should. Many people feel that his behavior toward her has crossed into something far more intense and unsettling. The question being asked now is this: if he struggled to let go when she walked away years ago, how is he reacting now that she's played a role in exposing what she says is the truth? Critics argue that this pattern fits what they believe is Diddy's usual way of operating, projecting power, while privately acting out of fear. To them, his tough image masks deep insecurity, especially when control is taken out of his hands. And according to long-standing rumors, one of the things that allegedly bothered him most was the belief that Cassie never fully belonged to him emotionally, with whispers claiming she admired or felt connected to Tupac in ways that bruised his ego. Whether these perceptions are fair or exaggerated, one thing is clear. In the court of public opinion, people are no longer looking at this situation as just a past relationship. They see it as something far more complicated and troubling.
Diddy was doing these freak-offs was with Cassie. Why do you think that is?
Bruh, I come to find out that, and people gonna think this is weird, Cassie was a die-hard Tupac fan. Cassie loved her some Tupac. Now, she was too young, really, and I don't understand, but somebody close told me that she was a die-hard Tupac fan. And because I believe that Puff may have found that out or known that, he put that against that girl. And he treated her like that because, one, he thought he could get away with it, and two, she had love for Pac. I really believe that. And I know people gonna be like, yo, Gene, that's crazy. Yo, Kim Porter loved Pac too. Sarah Chapman loved Pac too. And then I don't understand why he didn't do Sarah like that. But Sarah was a very, very smart girl. She was highly intelligent. So I know he believed that he probably couldn't have got away with doing shit like that with Sarah. You understand? He couldn't do that to Sarah and get away with it. Rough her up a little bit, nah, but to beat her and do the freak-offs like that, nah, I don't believe he could do Sarah like that. But you know, she dated Tupac before him. So I believe that she did that with Cassie, not only because he knew he could get away with it, and I think it had something to do with that he didn't like the fact that she liked Tupac.
If Diddy has ran around and threatened every other man that was interested in Cassie while he was busy abusing her, neglecting her, confusing her, why wouldn't we think that he put the moves on Ryan Leslie? I thought it was interesting when he did Drink Champs, because he just recently, not that long ago, did a Drink Champ interview with Nori and them over on the Peer Pressure podcast. I was shocked to see that. I didn't understand the relevance. I didn't understand why he would do anything for a network that was affiliated with Diddy. I didn't get it. Didn't make any sense to me. Not at all. But what I do know is this. Diddy has a history of bullying women into relationships with him and bullying men away from the women that he desires to possess. And I can speak about that very clearly, because that's exactly what he did with Kim Porter, and I'll be sure.
People are already on edge about what Diddy might do next, and anxiety around Cassie's safety is growing online. Some commenters are expressing fear that she could face retaliation simply for speaking out, pointing to past tragedies as a reason. They're alarmed. In online spaces, speculation has resurfaced around Kim Porter's sudden death, with some users claiming without evidence that she may have been preparing to reveal damaging information before she passed away from pneumonia. Those theories, though unproven, are fueling worries that history could repeat itself. To be clear, none of these claims have been substantiated, and there is no public proof tying Diddy to any wrongdoing in Kim Porter's death. Still, the combination of past relationships, unresolved questions, and ongoing legal battles has left many people uneasy. What's driving the conversation now isn't confirmed facts, but fear rooted in rumors, mistrust, and the belief that powerful figures are rarely held accountable until it's too late.
Yo, I heard that the paperclip party broke that story because it was told to them by Kim's Porter father that is in the police report. That this is in the police report, that Dallas Austin's daughter, who was a friend of Kim's, left her house at 8 o'clock. That Kim had made a call, 911 call at 2:15 that morning. And I don't know what happened in the 911 call or what was said, but they said that Dallas Austin's daughter, according to Kim's father, was the woman that left her house at 8:15. So she was the last person according to her, to see Kim alive. And that was broken by the paperclip party because they had a conversation with Kim's Porter father. That's crazy. Now, what was Kim's state? Why did, and in the report, didn't it say she had blood on the pillow and bruises or something like that? The case needs to be reopened, man. The case really needs to be reopened. Because if that girl was there and she said that Kim was all right, what happened from 8 to 11? And why did all Kim's stuff come up missing?
Just days before Diddy was hit with a major federal case, a little-known figure named Chris Todd released a short book on Amazon titled Kim's Lost Words: A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. The book, barely 60 pages long, claims to contain messages from Kim Porter herself and paints a disturbing picture of her relationship with Diddy. According to the book, Kim allegedly uncovered things she was never meant to see and endured treatment far darker than the public ever realized. Almost immediately, the book sparked backlash. Many readers questioned its authenticity, and several of Kim Porter's close friends publicly dismissed it as fake. Still, the timing raised eyebrows. The book's release, so close to Diddy's arrest, caused renewed scrutiny and reignited long-standing speculation around Kim's death. Adding to the controversy, Kim's ex, Albie Shaw, has repeatedly claimed that Kim was working on something significant before she passed away. He has also alleged that after her death, her computer and key files mysteriously vanished. For years, he has said he's been pushing authorities to take a closer look, insisting there are unanswered questions that deserve serious investigation. None of these claims have been proven, but together they've fueled ongoing debate, skepticism, and suspicion, especially as new legal troubles continue to unfold around Diddy.
It's a lot of suspect things going on. First and foremost, in our day and time, other than our house key, a woman gonna keep her phone and she got a lot of different purses, but everybody always grab their phone. Why come right till today, right now, nobody knows what Kim Porter phone is? And they know they had iPhones. Why have nobody went to the cloud and got the text messages and the things off her phone? Because everything that came in that phone is text, and your iPhone find my phone. Nobody tried to find the phone? I would love for her son, who has all the rights, to go to and get all the stuff out the clouds. Her last text, who she calling, who she spoke to, who called her, where was the last place her phone was at before it was destroyed and cut off. It will tell you that too.
You personally, what do you think happened to Kim Porter?
I'm not a medical, nor I was an investigator on that case. I don't believe that an individual with her, I want to say, financial status would lay up in the house and die of pneumonia without a doctor or some kind of medical person responsible. So I think it may have been some, I guess, foul play.
Kim Porter and Diddy shared a long, complicated, and often turbulent history. They first met early in Diddy's career, when he was still an intern and Kim worked at the front desk. Over the years, their relationship followed a chaotic cycle. They had children together, split up, reunited, and broke up again multiple times. According to Kim, Diddy would call her constantly, behave in controlling ways, and repeatedly lie about his relationships with other women. Even after they officially separated, the two presented a united front publicly, saying they remained friends for the sake of their children. But people close to them have claimed that behind the scenes, the reality was far more volatile. Diddy's former bodyguard, Roger Bonds, has stated in interviews that he personally witnessed Diddy being physically violent toward Kim on more than one occasion. Separately, Diddy's former security associate Gene Deal alleged that Kim had visible bruises at times and even suffered a broken nose during their relationship. Gene Deal also made controversial claims surrounding the aftermath of Kim's death, alleging that Diddy had security guards stationed around her casket 24/7, preventing anyone from closely examining her body. He further claimed that Kim's casket had been ordered months before her passing and described her funeral arrangements as unusual and unsettling. None of these allegations have been proven in court, but the consistency of these accounts from people who say they were close to the situation has continued to fuel speculation and questions surrounding Kim Porter's life, her relationship with Diddy, and the circumstances of her death. Now all of this is resurfacing once again because of 50 Cent's new documentary. The project includes previously unseen footage that appears to show Diddy visibly stressed, tense, and arguing with his legal team in the days leading up to his arrest. That moment alone has reignited public interest, pushing people to re-examine past allegations, old rumors, and unanswered questions that many thought had already been buried.
You're looking at never-before-seen video of Diddy 6 days before his arrest.
We're losing.
Extra with this sneak peek, GMA with even more footage of the disgraced music mogul debating with his legal team about strategy.
I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It's all a part of the explosive new Netflix documentary out tomorrow.
Everything in life, you're going to have people that are bad and people that are good. You have to choose your side.
Robin Roberts sat down with director Alex Stapleton and executive producer and longtime Diddy critic Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack, King?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday.
The rapper who sold more than 30 million albums worldwide has been locked in a feud with Combs for years, taking online potshots at him after Diddy's arrest.
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
Today, Diddy's spokesperson tells the New York Times the footage is from a project Diddy was working on, and none of it was obtained from them. They say they are deeply concerned about the use of what it calls unauthorized material.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. He knows the truth. I think he'll see the truth in it.
TMZ reports Diddy spent Thanksgiving preparing, then serving turkey to fellow inmates at the Fort Dix prison where he's serving his 50-month sentence.
His carefully crafted image is starting to crumble, and insiders say he's feeling increasingly cornered. And when someone with that much power feels trapped, desperation can set in. That's exactly why some people believe his accusers and former partners could now be at serious risk. Diddy appears so rattled by the possibility of further exposure that his legal team recently sent Netflix a cease and desist letter, demanding the platform halt the release of Sean Combs' The Reckoning. According to his attorneys, the documentary includes footage they claim was stolen and never authorized for public use, labeling the project a shameful hit job. His team told CNN that Diddy has been recording himself since the age of 19, with the intention of eventually producing his own personal documentary. The clip featured in the Netflix series, they say, was filmed just 6 days before his 2024 arrest and was part of that private archive. "We will see it tonight," his spokesperson told CNN. Neither Netflix nor Mr. Jackson had the courtesy to offer us a screener. Netflix quickly pushed back. Through the series director, the company stated that the footage was obtained legally and that they are fully within their rights to use it. The director also revealed that Diddy's legal team was contacted multiple times and invited to participate in interviews, but never responded.
What else can you tell us about it?
So there's a lot more of this never-before-seen footage, Tom, of Combs having really private conversations with his legal team, and you really get a sense of his mindset ahead of his criminal trial, which is really fascinating for me because he never did any sit-down interviews ahead of the trial. So you finally get to see what his strategy was and how worried he was. But clearly, perhaps he didn't think that he was going to go to prison because he's filming this documentary. You're also going to hear from Aubrey O'Day. She was in the girl band Danity Kane as part of making the band. She has an explosive allegation against Combs. And then there's quite a bit that focuses on the murders of Biggie and Tupac, and people from Combs's inner circle raising a lot of questions. People are going to also have a lot to say about that.
Diddy's legal team has once again issued a written warning to Netflix, making it clear that he has never hesitated to take legal action against media companies, and won't hesitate to do so now. This kind of move isn't new for him either. In the past, Diddy famously sued NBC Universal for $100 million over a separate documentary he claimed damaged his reputation. This time, his team is reportedly especially furious about Netflix partnering with 50 Cent, whom they describe as a longtime adversary with a personal vendetta. While Diddy's lawyers are firing off legal threats, 50 Cent appears completely unbothered. He's been flooding Instagram with jokes, memes, and updates about the documentary series, looking like he's enjoying every moment of the chaos. Which raises the big question everyone keeps asking: why does 50 Cent dislike Diddy so much?
You know, you gotta look at it like this. 50 was writing a lot of shit that made a lot of money for Diddy. And he knew back then in the day, he didn't know what he know now, but Diddy was robbing him. You understand? Mm-hmm. You know, bringing those kids in, say, yo, here, write this verse for me, man, for this, stuff like that, and giving them $5,000, you understand? Or $10,000, and you making $100,000 or $200,000 or maybe $2 million off of it, or $1 million, whatever the case may be. See, people call that good business. That's not good business. That's taking a person's talent, using it for your own self-indulgence, and not giving him what it's worth. When you could have been teaching these kids, you could have been helping these kids, and maybe these kids would have been helping you at the point you are right now. So, if that's the case, he have every right. But 50 is doing this for the culture. You understand? If it's going to be told, he going to have it, and it's going to be told the right way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 50, he go hard on Diddy, man. It's constant on his Instagram. it's kind of, it's pretty entertaining to see him be so passionate about his hate for Diddy.
Listen, how many of your enemies you love?
As all of this unfolds, Diddy is currently serving a 4-year federal sentence, while also facing roughly 70 civil lawsuits. His legal team insists he is appealing the conviction, and has even reached out to the Trump administration to explore the possibility of a pardon. Inside the Netflix series, former Diddy Kane member Aubrey O'Day also shares her experience working under Diddy, describing what she says was a deeply uncomfortable and unequal dynamic. She claims Diddy openly labeled her the looker, explaining that she felt singled out and treated differently from the rest of the group. Aubrey recalls receiving messages from him that she compared to your boss at work sending you that email, suggesting a misuse of power. She also said she ultimately believes she was fired from the group because she refused to go along with what she felt was expected of her behind the scenes. Former Diddy Kane member D. Woods echoed similar allegations, reinforcing claims of a troubling environment during their time working with him.
Are you afraid in some ways that he'll get out, that there'll be some sort of retribution?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even doing this, it's like, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe I should stop talking, shut up, but it's like, well, not talking hasn't changed anything either. He did it in different ways with all of us, picking and prodding and just a way to chip and knock away, but then praise you.
How are you dealing with that?
I just had to bite my tongue and let somebody disrespect me in ways that I never imagined, like totally disgusting, totally just grotesque, like about the different parts of my body. Sometimes you're so angry that it brings you to tears, and then also not being able to stand up for myself. Because I knew standing up for myself right now is probably gonna bring on more severe, treatment.
I see myself standing in those dark, scary, predatory spaces and hearing somebody say some of the most degrading things to me.
How was it predatory?
Somebody constantly treating you like a piece of meat. Only valuing you for your appeal. And in some of the environments, it was even scary to be by yourself.
In the docuseries, D. Woods claims she saw what she says were inappropriate communications from Diddy to Aubrey prior to their firings.
Was there anyone you could have talked to about it?
Absolutely not. Each other.
There was no one to tell?
Because what were they gonna do? So it's like, how do we survive this?
The situation becomes even more disturbing when viewed in its broader context. Gene Deal has previously claimed that Diddy harbored troubling intentions toward Aubrey O'Day and the rest of Diddy Kane during their time working with him. According to Deal, there were moments behind the scenes that felt dark and threatening, raising serious concerns about how much power Diddy exercised over the group. To be clear, these statements are allegations based on Gene Deal's account, not proven facts. Still, when placed alongside the stories Aubrey and others have shared about feeling controlled, isolated, or punished for not complying, the claims take on a chilling weight. For many viewers, it adds another layer to the growing perception that the environment surrounding Diddy and his artists may have been far more dangerous than the public ever realized.
But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think Diddy Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too. Cause I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'ma drug their ass off and pick them up and pimp them out to my nigga. He said, I'ma drug them out. I'm gonna get them all on drugs, and I'm gonna pimp their ass out to my nigga. I was like, them somebody kids, and walked out. And it's somebody that heard me. It's somebody that heard me. I mean, well, it's not only somebody that heard me, it's somebody that I know who was in the studio at the time that happened, and I still talk to him today. And we were just talking about that the other day. He done moved back to Indiana. I don't know why. I'm gonna give you that one. He said he was gonna drug them all out and pimp them out.
The world is now finally hearing stories Diddy never wanted told, and every new reveal makes him look more desperate. And now, with Netflix refusing to back down, the world is about to see everything, whether Diddy wants it or not.
The world is finally hearing the stories Diddy never wanted to come out, and with every new revelation, he appears more cornered than ever. Now, with Netflix refusing to back down, it seems that everything is about to be put on display, whether Diddy wants it to be or not.